Who is Biswa Mandal in your own words?
Well, I am in the industry across India more than 2 decades. Let me talk about myself, where I'm coming from. My career has been shaped by a passion for technology, operational excellence, and build up a high-performance teams. Over the years, I had a privilege leading large-scale engineering team, R&D centers, managing multinational teams across industries all across the world. But beyond the professional title, I see myself as someone who challenges the status quo, build and scale organizations, and believe in people first. Leadership. What drives me? I'm passionate about leveraging technology to solve real-world problems. At Gsource, I see an incredible opportunity to drive innovations, streamline operations, and create lasting values. In a nutshell, Biswa Mandal is someone always looking for the next big challenge.
Why Gsource? What made us stand out as the right fit for you?
Gsource is a company that has got a bold mindset for tomorrow. Leadership team that thinks real big. I saw a company at an inflection point. When I talked to the management team multiple times, I have observed there is an inflection point for the company and it is ready to scale its impact across industries. In short, Gsource was not just an opportunity for me. It was a strategic challenge where I knew my expertise, engineering, technology, and global operation could make a real impact within the organization.
Can you share some of the struggle you faced early in your corporate career? What were the toughest lessons and how did they shape you as a leader?
Learning to delegate the work instead of doing the work by myself. As a high performer in my beginning of my starting the corporate life, I had a tendency to take too much on me, thinking that I wanted to do the things right. I had to do it myself, and this led to burnout to myself, and this has created a bottleneck to the team's performance and that they are working efficiency as well. True leaders is not all about doing things, it's about empowering others. When I started trusting the team, delegating the task, and coaching instead of micromanagement, the productivity touched the sky.
Can you share the pivotal moment in your career that inspired you to take on role like COO? What helped you to envision and achieve such a significant feat?
The first one is taking ownership early in my life. Let me explain this to you with a real-time example. When somebody working in a company, maybe few years of working experiences, and we get the work from the manager or the leader whom this person reports to and execute the work based on the expectation, taking the ownership of the cost, taking the ownership of the quality, taking the ownership of the timeline of the projects is my problem. It is not an organizational problem. It is not manager's problem. There is a problem, I am there to solve, so I take the complete ownership of the cost, quality and the timeline. I always used to see how I can delight the customer. So there is a difference between satisfied customer and there is a difference between satisfied and delightment. So the point is that the more we take a ownership of the problem or the job or the work, you demonstrate a behavior where your customer getting delighted. So that's one. The point number two is that taking work beyond the boundary of your job. We all kind of work in a company and we get an understanding through a communication through my manager, one's manager, manager of manager, colleagues and so on and so forth. And after some time, we actually create a virtual boundary of my job. I'm doing a great job. One thinks that doing a great job. Is that good enough? I also need to go outside the boundary, also go to a zone which is uncomfortable zone, unknown zone, gray area, trying to take some initiative solving organization problem. my manager's problem, my peer's problem. The more we do, then I demonstrate a behavior that I am risk-taking ability has been improved a lot exponentially.
What kind of culture do you envision for Gsource moving forward, and what aspects of your current culture resonate with you the most?
Company's culture is not all about politics, workplace politics. It's about fostering a mindset where employees feel empowered, connected, and drive to the success. Gsource's strong foundation, coupled with a focus on innovation, agility, and employee well-being, will position it as a leader within the industry.
What traits do you think are essential for someone to take on a C-suite role? How does one prepare for and get hired for such high-level positions?
When you're doing a certain job day in and day out and become subject matter expert on the topic, we started to believe I've been mastering the job. I have enhanced my skill set. So then I owe an answer back to the company for my growth, and I should continue to grow at the faster pace. I think it is important we should go one step backward, trying to reflect, is the skill good enough for me for the growth? Is there something else I need to build it up? That's what I'm trying to bring it over here, is that it is not all about the skill, it's all about mindset and making business impact. So some key takeaways as a trait, I'll probably explain it here. The first one is that decision making under uncertainties. The number two in this topic here is that to understand people. When I talking about the people, is all about inspiring, motivation, fostering collaboration, creating a working environment within the organization. Me as an individual can work with those people who are not like me. I have got so many people working in the company, and there are many people in the company like me. I feel very good, very easy. I work very effectively with these people. But the point is that there are also people in the company who are not like me. And probably in the morning, I don't want to see their faces in the company. I feel bad, I feel sad. Now the point is that I have to develop a competency. I can equally effectively work with those people who are not like me, because people will be completely different. So it is very critical, very important. The more you grow, more you aspire to a level next, and then important, I am been working effectively with the people who are different than me and equal effectively who are like me. So demonstrating that behavior means you understand people, you understand their pain area, always trying to give a helping hand than to take a cane and try to impose a fear in the people's mind and making that person to work. That's not the culture that Gen Z people are looking at. So you have to bring an empathetic style, understanding people, trying to extend a helping hand, and ensure you create a collaborating working environment within the company. And then along with this people's skill and certain behavioral competencies that we're talking about, it is important to understand the business. So the financial acumen, business acumen, all about business is making the stakeholder, their share of business, the share of money, make that money to grow. So what metric, what calculation, what formulas are being used, understanding that business is very critical. Somebody aspire to move at a top level like a managing director or a CEO. And then at the same time, as I said, there are different people in the world. When you're talking about your peers, management, board members, they are also completely different. Point is that when I have some idea to talk to the people, am I being able to influence stakeholders, management within the company, within the organization? Have I developed a influencing competency?
What do you think should be the success metrics for leaders to measure the performance of their team? How do we ensure a fair assessment system that values the unique contribution of every individual?
Great leaders, they must measure the team performance holistically as a whole. So I talked about it is not performance, it's collaboration, empowering people, ensure that individual contributors being measured not a perception. It has to be data-driven decision to measure the individual performance. So the goal has to be, first one I said, stressed, aim for measure. Third is achievable. So I cannot take probably an unrealistic goal. For example, somebody takes a goal that next year I want to reach to the moon. Come on, this is completely an unrealistic goal. So the goal which is achievable has to be in consensus with the manager, needs to be taken, and that has to be documented. Next point is that, the goal achievement and impact. So there must be a measurable KPI. There must be a measurable project management milestones so that this can be tracked, this can be documented by the employee and the manager. So one is the performance for that individual has to be measured based on the historical data, based on the goals set by the employee, collaboration in a team dynamic environment. So one part is the individual employee, how much contribution he is making towards the goal he has set. The second part, is he working as an individual contributor, or is also making collaboration with his team member and the people in a dynamic environment and creating a knowledge sharing environment, take the feedback from the customer. When he would like to build a collaborative team, then manager, it is important. He must take a 360-degree feedback, not only from the customer, also from the peers working on the same team or working on a different team, and those feedback must be recorded. Few things that we always got to know that whether do the team members feel valued, motivated, connected by the work. So that is what also needs to be seen. The managers or the leaders need to be looked at, the behavior, the way they are dealing with the people, whether there is a sense of pride, sense of belongingness for the every individual that is getting demonstrated within the company as well.